Welcome to Midco Sports Network's coverage of the Sanford International presented by Cambria. I'm Kelly Stewart, joined alongside by PGA Pro John Harris. He's a Minneapolis native, has been finished 2 rounds today as we wrapped up round 2. But John, we were talking a little bit off camera. We have a ton of mutual friends, mutual connections. But first of all, let's talk about this whole event in South Dakota, because you're only about 4 hours away being from Minneapolis, but you don't get to South Dakota that often. What do you think?
Well, I think it's fantastic, and I'm disappointed that the weather wasn't better through the middle of the week, but I knew this was going to be a fantastic event, and it's going to culminate tomorrow with a fantastic finish, and what a beautiful event for Sioux Falls, for the state of South Dakota, and for the Champions Tour. The Champions Tour is just thrilled to be in South Dakota.
Yeah, it's been phenomenal, and just to bring this kind of event to Sioux Falls, I feel like all these different big sporting events are trickling over here, and fans are being impressed with the city. But overall impressions of Minnehaha Country Club, it's been beautiful.
It really has. It's a hard golf course, and you know, the players here are very, very good, and they've shot some good scores. We've got a beautiful leaderboard for tomorrow. It's going to be an exciting finish, but all the players love the golf course. They were just sick that the rains came in the middle of the week, but you know, with Tom Byram hitting the first shot on Friday morning, it's just fantastic. And you know, there's so much tradition, so much history here at Minnehaha that this is just another chapter in the history of this club.
Yeah, it's definitely been fun to see all the community events going on and all the fans coming out. But you personally, I mean, you talked about the rain. Today we had a little bit of wind. So how did that wind play into your game today?
Well, it's hard. It was hard for me. And, you know, I think the scores were quite a bit higher today on average than they were yesterday. But, you know, from an event standpoint, this is absolutely phenomenal to have a local sponsor like Sanford that is an international company but based here in Sioux Falls, to have all the presenting sponsors from the area. The money is going to, the charitable money is going to be phenomenal, and going to stay right in this area. And you know, I think that our players from around the country and around the world are seeing Sioux Falls in a great light right now.
It's definitely a beautiful city. I've lived here for 3 years now, loving it. But you mentioned having a local sponsor in Sanford, and you do some work with them. Tell us about that.
Well, I am just honored to be a small part of what they do, and you know, Denny Sanford and Kelby and Micah and their whole team had this vision 4 or 5 years ago that they wanted to bring Major League Golf to Sioux Falls, and they have exceeded, I think, everything that was expected. The tour is thrilled to be here, and to have Jack Nicklaus here playing today. What an unbelievable statement for the event, and his commitment and the charitable dollars that he's raised. The event's a success without even tomorrow.
Yeah, such a neat thing. So much more than golf, but then we still do have the entertainment of the tournament. Well, through 2 rounds already, what are you taking into tomorrow to finish strong?
Well, you know what? I want to have a good round tomorrow and see if I can't do a little better. The course has beaten me both days, but you know, as I learn a little more about it and how to play it, and I think you'll see some good scoring tomorrow. I think the wind is going to be down a little bit. It's been very challenging for 2 days. But the players here are incredible. They're the best players in the world, over 50 years old, and the scores are showing that, and it's going to be an exciting finish tomorrow.
All right, John. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us on set, and we wish you the best of luck in round 3.
Well, thank you. And you know what? It's going to be a great day tomorrow, and I think that the presenting sponsors and the people that have helped Sanford put this on have done a wonderful job, and I look for next year to be even bigger and better than it is this year.
All right, exciting. Again, that is John Harris, PGA Pro on the tour. Excited to head into round 3 tomorrow. Well, we are going to take a quick break, but when we come back, Mark Ovenden of KDLT News here in Sioux Falls is here to talk all about the tournament and what it means to the community. Stay right here.
Midco Sports Network, live from the Sanford International, is sponsored by Sanford Power Golf Academy.
We'll be out there.
Yes.
We'll have some fun too. Okay, guys.
Thank you. Stockton and myself have been around way too long to be lulled into a false sense of security. And he has done that extremely well today. And not only is he one of the world's greatest golfers, he's one of the world's greatest, let's, for the sake of political correctness, we'll say statesman in the way he says things. So we're not buying that, Jack. And we're looking forward to it.
All right, welcome back to Midco Sports Live, Midco SN's live coverage of the Sanford International presented by Cambria. I'm Kelly Stewart, joined alongside by Mark Ovenden of KDLT News. He's the sports director there in Sioux Falls, does a phenomenal job, actually gave me my first internship. So this is kind of just full circle
we're
going
just
on
working
right
together again. How sweet is
so.
this?
It's awesome.
Nice.
Well, how have you been?
I've been the last 2 or 3 days. I got to MC the opening ceremonies on Friday morning, introduce all the players in the first tee box, and then got to introduce the legends coming up the 18th fairway today. How am I?
Great.
And it's my mom's 95th birthday party today. I'm floating up somewhere. It's been unbelievable.
Wow,
really has.
That's awesome. Just such a cool event to come to Sioux Falls, and you have covered this community and all the sports here for years. What does an event like this coming here mean to the community?
You know, Friday morning when I did the opening ceremonies, I said I had goosebumps looking at all the people up on the hill.
Yeah.
Those goosebumps were multiplied standing on the 18th green and seeing Jack Nicklaus and Andy North and Dave Stockton and Graham Marsh walk up.
Incredible.
And the applause that they got from the crowd. This is the biggest sporting event we've ever had here.
Yeah.
It has just been, and the weather got nice today. It's going to be even nicer tomorrow. Doesn't get any better than this. And if you haven't been out here yet, come out tomorrow because we got a log jam at the top of the leaderboard and some great names there too.
Well, let's talk about that. I mean, as much of a wow factor as this tournament is, there's fantastic golf being played. You've been following some of these guys. I mean, what have you thought so far? Actually, let's talk about the EMC Legends event.
We'll talk about the other guys another day.
Yeah,
I mean, there's Jack. And look at all the... so many people were out there following Jack. Here's his first putt on hole 10, and he drops it for a birdie, and the crowd goes crazy. And there were, I would guess at least half the people around the course were following this group. What they were doing was a scramble format where Jack and Andy were on one team. You both tee off, take the best shot. And that, of course, leads to Jack making that birdie putt. And they're up against Dave Stockton and Graham Marsh. Graham, swampy as we know him. There's Dave, who's probably one of the best putters in the history of the world.
Yep. And
Graham Marsh is just a great player. He's won 70 tournaments worldwide. And here's Andy North. He can still play, folks. Hits this second shot into the par 5 12th hole. And again, remember now, it's a scramble. So that means Andy and Jack both get to make this putt. And here is Jack for the win on hole number 12. He already made that putt on 10. Can he do it again? Is it possible that he could make another putt?
Yes,
he does. And the crowd, and his reaction to this was, to see Jack Nicklaus giving it the fist pump. I mean, look, he gives the high five, and he's not done yet. Come on, Jack. Come on. Come on, Jack. He's going to give a little fist pump. It was so cool. I can't. You asked how I'm doing? Yeah,
fantastic.
I was out for that, and it was phenomenal.
Well, let's talk about these players because you mentioned the putting game. This is obviously a course that is known for the difficulty of the greens. These are the most phenomenal putters that golf has seen. I mean, how did they handle it? With ease?
They're just so good. To all of us, these greens are considered super fast, and I had 7 3-putts and 9 holes here once. So I can attest personally to the fact that they are fast. These guys play hard courses all the time. I think they really enjoy Minnehaha because it's an old-fashioned course.
Yes.
And it's an old course. It's very mature, and it's in. David Swift and his crew have done such an unbelievable job getting the water off and getting it ready to play. It's beautiful out here.
Oh, my gosh. It's been phenomenal. Well, Mark, thank you so much for joining us on set.
My pleasure.
I'm sure we'll see you around this course tomorrow.
I'll be here tomorrow.
All right. Again, that is Mark Ovenden, KDLT News Sports Director, joining us. We're going to go to break right now, but when we come back, Andy North is on set with me to talk all about round 2. Stay right here. All right, welcome back. Kelly Stewart, joined alongside by 2-time U.S. Open champ, PGA Pro, legend, Andy North, and fellow Wisconsinite.
Yeah,
so,
there you go.
of course,
There
he said,
you
we
go.
got to get this over with so we can watch Wisconsin and Iowa. That's coming up soon. But overall, how has this whole event been? I mean, we're through round 2 today.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
It's been absolutely amazing. The fact that we had all the water and the golf course has gotten back to this point where it's very playable. David Swift and his guys have been unbelievable. They've been up all night, every night, pumping water and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think the reaction from the players has been really positive. They love the fact that there's a lot of people out here. Today, the golf course played very difficult. The wind blew hard. It was tough to get the ball close to the hole, and you saw it in the scores. Scores much different than they were the first day as the greens firmed up a little bit. Tomorrow, I think we're going to see a really nice golf course. It's going to be in great shape, and we've got a warmer day, and I think we'll probably see some good scores, but it's not going to be a cakewalk.
Not at all. Round 3, saving the best for last.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at the leaderboard after today. Through 2 rounds here, and we had some impressive performances. Kind of the same guys staying at the top. Brant Jobe, Steve Stricker, both 10 under, and then Jerry Smith, Scott McCarron, 9 under for Jerry Smith. Scott McCarron is 8 under. But I want to talk about Woody Austin. Jumped 41 spots from yesterday. I mean, how do you do something like that?
It's amazing when you get a day that's a little bit cool in the morning. We had some wind blowing, and you start making some birdies, and you're going to run by people so quickly. I mean, the average score today, I'm guessing, was, a shot and a half higher than it was. Or higher today than it was yesterday. So, it's fun to get it going on days when it's tough. That's what the players look forward to. But we've got a shootout tomorrow. Any of those guys probably 7 under or better have got a really good chance to win this thing. Well, it's going to probably take 63 or something from the guys at 6 under. So I think it's going to be a blast tomorrow. We're going to have a lot of people out there. I think we had a little over 20,000 people out here today, so what a day of golf in Sioux Falls. And, it's really neat. The community's come out and they're really showing off. It's been great.
Yeah, it's been phenomenal. Well, Andy, let's take a look at these highlights from today, starting off with Steve Stricker. A gorgeous approach shot on the par 4. This is the 7th hole. Beautiful. He ends up cashing this one in a nice birdie putt. He's been playing great all weekend. What have you seen out of him?
He's played great all year. I mean, He's such a good, solid player, doesn't make a lot of mistakes, and as everybody knows, he's a wonderful putter. If you give him enough looks at putts from 8, 10, 12 feet, he's going to make a bunch of those.
Yeah, he's been great. Now, Scott McCarron coming up after Stricker. This is on the 18th hole. Yet again, a nice approach shot. He's been solid all weekend. Now, he sets up the ball pretty nice here, but he would end up missing this birdie putt. Unique little putting form there, but yeah, just misses it right there. But what kind of player is he?
Scotty has a lot of length. He's a player that leads the tour in eagles, gives himself a lot of opportunities by knocking on the par 5s and 2. Huge advantage there. He'll be tough to beat.
Yeah, he definitely will. All right. We also have Brant Jobe. He's teeing off on the 10th hole. Here's what I want to talk about with Brant Jobe. He was coming off a rotator cuff injury. Just got back last week, took 2nd at the Ally Classic, and he's just kind of playing with a nothing to lose attitude, just appreciating the game.
And he's really fresh right now. This is the time of the year a lot of these guys are starting to get a little bit tired.
Yeah.
He had a couple of months off getting his rotator healed up, and he's come back here, and he's another one of these players that hits it a long way. Here's a look at Strick, par 3. He's
playing well.
Such great rhythm, great tempo, and he's going to give himself enough birdie putts, and he's going to make them. So I would think if you're really looking, you got to look at McCarron and Stricker as probably the 2 favorites going into Sunday.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you played the course today, the EMC Legends event. You got to play a little 9-hole scramble.
Yeah, we had a blast.
Yes, tell me about that. Play with Jack Nicklaus.
Well,
you guys sounded like you're having fun.
Oh, we had an absolute blast. We had so many people that stayed late to watch us play. Jack hit some really nice shots and made some great putts. And unfortunately, the guys we invited to play here, they ended up beating us. Graham Marsh made about a 20-footer on the last hole. That wasn't very nice of him.
Not supposed to invite those people.
No kidding. I mean, come on. But it was great. And I think the neatest thing is the number of people who stayed and watched.
Yeah.
And when we teed off on 10, there must have been 15,000 people around the 10th hole. So, thank you, Sioux Falls.
I know. The community is great for all sorts of sporting events, basketball, football, everything. But also you did a children's clinic today. Yeah. Some of these future stars. I mean, what was that like?
We hope so. And there's a lot of moms and dads out there watching too. But, the neatest thing is you don't get a lot of opportunities to watch Jack Nicklaus hit shots, and to come out and watch him play today or come to the junior clinic that we did was really special. And to get Jack in town is, one of those things that we dreamed about happening. And he's a wonderful human being and a great guy, and obviously maybe the best players ever played.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it just seems surreal that here's Jack Nicklaus in Sioux Falls, but it's been absolutely wonderful. But you are the host of this tournament, the official host.
Yeah.
How did this come into fruition with you doing this?
Well, I've been involved with Sanford for about 10 years. I'm the chairman of the international board, which we named this after, and I'm also on the board of trustees, so I'm over here a lot, and we got talking about how do we show off the company, show off some of the wonderful things we're doing, particularly with our clinics overseas, and we thought this would be a good way to do it. And 2 or 3 years we were talking about it. Now it's here, and what a great event.
Oh my gosh, it's been phenomenal. Well, Andy, thank you
Thanks,
so much for joining us. I know you're running all around the course today, but appreciate your time. Great to have a fellow Wisconsinite on set.
Thanks
and
a
now
lot.
you can go watch
And thank you for
Wisconsin,
all you've done.
Iowa. Oh, thank you so much. Well, we are going to head to break, but when we come back, much more from round 2 right here on Midco Sports Live.
Midco Sports Network, live from the Sanford International, is sponsored by Sanford Power Golf Academy.
Welcome back to Minnehaha Country Club here in beautiful Sioux Falls, South Dakota. A little bit of a chilly night, but it has been fantastic weather after all the rain we got this week for the Sanford International presented by Cambria. Well, let's talk about a little course management, specifically hole number 3 here at Minnehaha Country Club, the most difficult hole on this entire course. Par 4, 474 yards. Here's a little flyover of it. It is lengthy, it's difficult, and of course, as you know, all of the holes here have a tough green to play. That's been the story behind Minnehaha Country Club. But players have been struggling with this hole a little bit. Yesterday, after round 1, just 10 birdies, 59 pars, and then 8 bogeys, 1 double bogey. So that has been interesting. Definitely been a challenge. A little water hazard right there. But definitely some beautiful drone footage. Once I saw that coming to Midco Sports Network, I was really pumped about that for our Midco Sports Live show. So here's some highlights from this very difficult hole number 3. And this is Jesper Pernovic. He putted from off the green right here, just gets it within inches, and then taps in for par. So hole 3, pretty difficult. Lots of pars, a few bogeys. Go playing out of the rough right here. That rough has been nasty on this course. From all the rain that Sioux Falls got earlier in the week, 5 inches of rain falling. Now, shout out to the grounds crew. They have cleaned this course up wonderfully, but still, that rough, it's a little bit sticky, hard to hit the ball out of there. You add in the difficulty of hole 3, and that's what you get. But nevertheless, players battling through it today, battling through the wind. Seems like they're getting a little taste of everything in this South Dakota weather. So that is our course management for today. We love to showcase the different challenges here at Minnehaha Country Club, but overall it has been absolutely beautiful. Everyone I've talked to has just talked about how beautiful this course is, the fan turnout, just the city of Sioux Falls, and it's just been great for everyone involved. It's like we don't want it to end. Round 3 tomorrow. Well, let's take a look at our leaderboard really quick. Actually, we are going to send it to break really quick. And coming up after that, we'll take a look at our leaderboard, some key tee times for tomorrow, and just some final thoughts heading into round 3 of the Sanford International presented by Cambria. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Midco Sports Live, Midco SN's coverage of the Sanford International presented by Cambria. I'm Kelly Stewart. Loved being on set all day yesterday and today as well. It's a beautiful night here in Sioux Falls. It's been a fantastic tournament. Despite the weather earlier in the week, these players have just showed out. The fans have showed out. It has been phenomenal. We're through 2 rounds. 1 round remaining tomorrow, Championship Sunday. So let's take a look at the leaderboard heading into tomorrow. Up at the top, Brant Job and Steve Stricker shot under 3 today, 3 under today there. 10 under for the tournament so far. So they're tied for first going into Championship Sunday. But right on their heels, Jerry Smith, who was in the lead yesterday, he's 9 under right now. Scott McCarron, 8 under. All 4 of these guys have a chance to win it. You just heard Andy North talk about it. You know, if you are 7 under going into tomorrow, you have a pretty good chance of coming out on top. But let's talk about Woody Austin. Oh my gosh, jumped 41 spots up from yesterday. He finished 1 under yesterday with a 69. He was tied for 46th, now tied for 5th. 7 under after 2 rounds. Of course, shot 6 under today. So a little sneaky over there. Championship Sunday, anything can happen. It should be pretty fun. All right, well, let's take a look at the key tee times for tomorrow. Championship Sunday, 10:40 a.m. tee off. That's Olin Brown, Tom Gillis, and Kirk Triplett. 10:50, Scott McCarron, Woody Austin. Those 2 are going to be going at it, and Wes Short Jr. And then 11 a.m., Brant Jobe, Steve Stricker, another battle, and Jerry Smith. That's quite a crew right there. So those are the key tee times to watch for. If you can't make it to Sioux Falls, of course, there's coverage here on Midco Sports Live and then also on the Golf Channel. So it's been fun to see Sioux Falls showcased on an international scene here. But let's take a look at our spectator tips if you are able to come out to Minnehaha Country Club. Remember, walk carefully, never run, stay behind gallery ropes, and follow marshal's directions. Do not cross fairways except at crosswalk areas. Remain silent and just overall be respectful. Well, that is all for Midco Sports Live today, but thank you so much for tuning in. Tom Neiman back tomorrow. We'll see you back here at 7 p.m. here at Minnehaha Country Club. Good night, everyone.